When you're going through a divorce, one of the first things that happens is the process called discovery. Discovery quite simply means finding out things, exchange of information. You're going to ask questions or ask for documents from the other side. They're going to give them back to you. And guess what? They're going to ask you questions and ask for documents from you. You're going to give it to them. There's going to be a free and fair exchange of information so that you guys discover all that there is that needs to be determined in your divorce. And then you're going to go from there. During discovery, the type of information that's collected could be information about the assets, such as bank accounts, financial statements, 401k and other retirement accounts. Could be tax returns. Maybe you or your spouse don't really know what's been going on with your family taxes, so typically those are going to be exchanged. As far as how far back this information goes, it could range anywhere from, on the short end, probably the last 3 years. On the long end, it could be 5, 7, 10 years of information. Just depends how long you've been married and how far back that information would actually be relevant. Other information that may be exchanged might be something called interrogatories. These are written questions about any number of different topics that the other party, your spouse, wants to know about you, and you can do the same with them. So discovery requests are responded to probably in two main ways. One of them is for interrogatories, which are written questions. Well, you just take those questions, you provide written answers back to your spouse or their attorney if they're represented. As far as requests for documentation, when they ask you for a whole bunch of documentation, well then, yeah, you just got to start gathering that documentation. It could be bank account records, financial statements, it could be 401k quarterly statements, it could be tax returns. And guess what? You can ask them for all of that information as well. So it's not just a one-sided thing where you're just getting pummeled with requests for them. You can ask them for things as well, and then they'll have to respond to you as well. So occasionally my clients are asked questions or asked for documents that are inappropriate, have nothing to do with the divorce. And what we do on those is we object to them on the basis of relevance. And we make the other side or their attorney tell us why they feel these things are relevant. If we don't agree with that, well, then we'll just let the judge decide on that issue of relevance and do we have to provide it. And by the way, we can ask them for information as well. In court, we use the results from discovery in a couple of broad areas. One of them is we use it to justify the request that we're asking from the court. Another one is we use discovery to prove that the other side isn't really telling the whole story. For instance, if we're asking about settlement of financial assets and we have information about the assets and the other side is saying, no, we don't have that. Well, when you can show them in black and white, yeah, here are the assets, here's your 401k statement, here's why we should have this amount, that's a very valid use of the discovery. Let's take it from the flip side. The other side is saying, oh, you've got millions and millions of dollars in a 401k account, and therefore I want to keep the house. Well, we can show them in court, no, we don't have millions and millions of dollars. We have, $78,000 in a 401k, and no, you shouldn't get the whole house because that wouldn't be fair. So discovery can be used to either ask for something in court or defend against somebody else's ask, your spouse's ask in court, and really it's just to prove your point. So you have questions about discovery in Georgia divorces. Well, good news. I'd like to give you a free case evaluation. Give us a call and let's talk. Let's figure out what needs to be done for you and your situation.